Perfect. So we are live on YouTube as well. Okay, and we're live on Instagram. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. So today I'm live in my two Instagrams and my YouTube channel. So you can follow me on YouTube as well. My page is the same as my name, Sofia Lorusso. If you don't have Instagram. So I introduce myself. My name is Sofia. I'm from Italy. And I started the whole Reiki journey in 2017 when I was living in Dubai. And so I started to learn Reiki. Like, it came from asking people, what should I do to reconnect to my soul? And somebody told me, do a Reiki session. And hola, tudo bom? Aqui falando em inglês. Espero que o curso de Orixá Reiki foi bom. Depois a gente se fala. So I started in Dubai in 2017, learning Reiki. The Reiki that I've learned was more on like American Indian. So when I connected to Reiki, then everything started to fall into place. And then from 2017, it took me 2 years to become like a teacher. Ciao Silvia, vi lascio entrare. Se avete delle domande, fatemi pure le domande, che sto parlando del Reiki, quindi per chi è interessato, la differenza dei vari livelli. Vai me acompanhar, sim, vai me dar uma força. Eu vou explicando em inglês o que é o Reiki, as diferenças de níveis. Ciao Sônia! Vi lascio entrare piano piano. Sono live sul mio Instagram privato, l'Instagram è un'altra pagina, pubblico, e su YouTube. Quindi quello che voglio fare è spiegarvi, spero che tutti voi riusciate a comprendere in inglese le differenze del Reiki, perché le persone che vogliono iniziare non sanno bene che cosa devono fare, devono prepararsi. Oddio, c'è un corso di Reiki, ma io che cosa devo fare prima? Non bisogna fare assolutamente niente. Continuo a parlare in inglese per chi riuscirà a capirmi. E se avete delle domande, fatemele pure anche in italiano, che vi rispondo. So the Reiki course starts with the first level. What do you need to prepare for the first level? Olá, de Jericoacoara, Hugo. A gente nunca se conheceu, mas eu já esteve lá 3 vezes. Ci sono anche gli amici brasiliani, gli amici dall'Italia, dal Brasile, dal Portogallo. É bello, é muito bom. Hugo, eu tô falando sobre o Reiki, que eu gosto de ensinar Reiki, explicando para as pessoas como é que é. Que é muito fácil. O Reiki é uma técnica japonesa de trabalhar com energias das pessoas. Então, acho que você conhece no Brasil, tá mais... aqui na Europa também, no mundo inteiro, muito conhecido. Eu vou continuar explicando em inglês, tá bom? So, what do you need to do before doing a Reiki course? What do you need to prepare? Do you need to study? No. The answer is like, no, you just have to be interested and to be open. That's what happened with me in Dubai. So I was like, first I did a session before doing a course. So I did a session to understand as well, what did I have to do? The session was really nice. When I left the session, I actually felt much lighter. What I describe in English is like I felt like a feather. So I was like floating. I was like, oh, something was removed from me, because that's what energy healing does. When I tell people, why do you need to receive an energy healing? It's like, do you take a shower every day? Yes, then you should you should do an energy healing almost the same quantity during the week, almost every day. Because when we go out, we meet people, we are in places, we go for situations, we have our thoughts, our emotions, other people's thoughts, emotions, they contaminate our body, our energetic body, let's say our aura. For most of you, it's easier to explain. So it's like they stay in our aura. So how do we clear them? We work energetically. A lot of people use incense, you use crystals. Here I have black tourmaline. I really like it. This is pirite. It looks like gold. And then I have other crystals. You can use selenite, you can use amethyst to help to clear the energy. But the crystals, they work, but not the same as the energy healing. So the Reiki is divided in many levels. Why? Because, for example, when I say to people, do you want to become a doctor? So you don't learn in one day or in 1 week or in 1 month or in 1 year to become a doctor. You have a few steps to do. The same with other jobs, with other professions. And with Reiki, you need to understand. O Palo Santo, sim. Tenho aqui, inclusive. Eu uso bastante, tenho sálvia, sage, I use sage, a sálvia branca, eu gosto muito. O que vocês usam no Brasil? Depois tem muitas coisas para... Ciao Sergio! Che bello vedere le persone dall'Italia che arrivano. Sto spiegando in inglese la differenza dei livelli di Reiki, perché perché ci sono livelli diversi e che cosa si impara e che cosa bisogna sapere prima di iniziare a fare Reiki. La live che faccio è in inglese e per chi vorrà rispondo anche in italiano e in portoghese. So in the first level, you don't need to learn anything. So you just go and the teacher, has to be able to explain in a very simple way. Reiki is very, very simple. I divided here for you guys, like I wrote down, so I'm gonna share what you have in the first level. The first level of Reiki is called Shoden. Then it means teaching. And the Reiki that I teach is very Japanese. It's a Komyo ReikiDo. Shoden, sho means initial, then it's a teaching. So it's the beginning of a Reiki teaching. And what do you learn in the first level, and why it's so important to understand and to really be focused in the first level? Because it's the opening of your whole system to the Reiki energy. So you open up and you connect to the energy that is connected to the Reiki. So what do you learn in the first level? What is Reiki? So you understand where does it come from? Why does it exist? So the Reiki was channeled by Mikao Usui in 1922. So next year will be 100 years that this healing has been discovered, this technique. And Reiki for me was like a spiritual awakening, is a connection to good health. So you practice Reiki at the same time, you become healthier, a better person. And you learn to understand that you can heal people, you can heal yourself and others through your hands. E fatemi le domande, per chi non capisce in inglese, io cerco di parlare in un modo molto semplice. Se avete delle domande a riguardo, fatemi pure qualsiasi domanda. Then Reiki for me is very simple, is a very simple technique, because I think it should be taught to everyone, to kids in the beginning. then what does the Reiki say? We place our hands, we surrender, and we smile, because Reiki is very simple. In the first level, what is very important, you learn Reiki for yourself. So it's a self-healing. Why is it important not to just start a Reiki course and you want to do Reiki on everybody else? Because you first need to go through your own experience, okay? Then in the first level, what do? It normally lasts one day, and it's the whole day of a teaching. So from like 9 in the morning till 7 in the afternoon. You learn the story of Reiki. So what is Reiki? Who is Mikao Zui? You learn also the lineage. Every school has a lineage. So it was born in Japan, and then Reiki was brought from Japan to the world, because Reiki and Japanese people are very, they tend to keep things very private. Who brought Reiki to the world was Hawayo Takata, a Japanese lady that was born in the States, and she used to live in Hawaii. She already passed away, and her niece as well recently, Phyllis Furumoto, passed away as well. And what happened? This lady was sick. She decided to get treated in Japan. So she went to Japan and she was treated by Chujiro Hayashi. Hayashi is one of the teachers that Mikao Zui, that is the founder, Mikao Zui, he taught the master level to Hayashi, and Hayashi opened a clinic in Japan. So this lady went from Hawaii to Japan, she got healed, and then she said, okay, I want to learn this technique. So she got healed, then she learned the first levels in Japan, and then she went back to Hawaii. Then Hayashi went to Hawaii, and she taught her the master level, the last level of to become a teacher. So actually she began to teach Reiki in Hawaii. What happens, because from the States, a lot of healings that take place in the States, they are taught in the rest of the world, also because English is it's much easier than Japanese. So then Reiki from the lineage is Mikao Zui, then is Chujiro Hayashi, and then Takata. So then Reiki from Japan started to be taught in the rest of the world. So it got spread in the whole world, because also English is much easier. It's our common language in the whole world. My Reiki came also from Chiyoko Yamaguchi, a Japanese lady that learned Reiki, but she never taught. And Reiki back in the days was taught orally, so you would never have a manual. Nowadays we have manuals of Reiki, so it's written. What happened is you learn the Reiki, you learn the symbols, but you never have them written on a piece of paper. So that's why you find a lot of different symbols drawn in a different ways, because Reiki was taught orally, not written. So this lady, Chiyoko Yamaguchi, she never taught Reiki. Just when people started to ask, because she came from a very direct lineage of Mikao Zui. My teacher and the founder of my school, Yakute Ninamoto, he's still alive and he travels around the world. Hello, Sabrina. Welcome. I already started to explain. Yakute Ninamoto is still alive. He lives in Japan and he travels, I think this month or next month is going to be in Italy as well. He tries to come once a year. He goes to Ukraine, to Russia, to Spain, to Italy, because it's very nice. He's a very nice teacher. I posted a picture of him on my Instagram. I met him a few years ago in Italy. So the lineage that also I come from is directly from Japan. So Yakute Ninamoto decided to go in the Soka Gakkai, that is a Buddhist religious foundation in Japan, and he learned some of the teachings, some of the practice that they do in the Soka Gakkai. And then he went to Chiyoko Yamaguchi, Reiki master in Japan, and he combined everything that he learned, and he founded the Komyo ReikiDo. That is the school where I'm part of, the association. So Yakuten is still alive, and I think it's very nice for us to have a teacher and a founder that is still alive, so we can ask so many questions. We teach a lot of the Japanese culture as well. And then Chiara Grandi, that is my teacher from Italy, and she's the first one to bring Reiki in Italy. So she founded the school, and then she taught a lot of people, and I helped her. When I became a master, I was helping her giving the attunements. So during the first level, all you need to do is to be open to the Reiki energy. You have to be obviously interested to learn Reiki, and you come to the course. Also in the course, you ask as many questions as you like, because the teacher. What does the teacher need? A lot of experience. For me, it's already 4 years of experience of Reiki. Then what do you learn? The principles, the 5 principles, and I teach people and I share where do they come from, why Mikao Uzui wanted to bring principles to the Reiki teachings. And we learn them in Japanese. So in Japanese, I say every day, Kyodaku wa Ikaruna, Shinpai Suna, Kansha Shite, Gyo wo Ageme, Ito ni Shinsetsu ni. I like to say them in Japanese, then you learn them in English, and you learn. It's a very simple way to teach us to live in the present moment, not to worry, so not to focus on the future or on the past, to do your work, to treat other people the way you would like to be treated, and to live your daily life happy. I think it's very nice to remind us these principles. Then in the first level, you're given 4 Reiju. Reiju, it's the attunements. In the Reiki that I teach a lot of things in Japanese, so you learn the Japanese words, because I think it's nice to also learn a part of the culture where the Reiki comes from. The Reiki comes from a Buddhist person, so the symbols are connected to the Buddhist traditions. Then you receive 4 Reiju. What are the Reijus? The Reijus is like a ritual. You just have to be seated and be open to receive the symbols that will connect you to the Reiki energy. So I will go around you, will draw the symbols, and I will connect you to this energy. You do 1 course, you are connected for the rest of your life to this energy. You can choose to do the course again or never come back, and you don't need to do anything else. All you need to do is just to practice, of course. So it's 4 Reiju. This is the traditional Reiki. In Dubai, I think I've received only 2. It becomes faster because Reiki received more symbols as well. The different lineages and Reiki around the world has the Karuna Reiki, Reiki using colors, using more symbols. The one that I teach is more traditional. So you sit down on a chair and you're just relaxing and you receive this beautiful Reiju. The Reijus, what do they do on the person? They connect you to the symbols, to the Reiki energy, and they do a deeper healing on you. So after the Reiju and after the course, it's normal for the person to go through, you have diarrhea, maybe you vomit, maybe you have some fear, because a deeper cleaning is happening around you. So normally you experience changes if you are smoking, if you drink a lot, if you use drugs, if you do things that are not very healthy, you feel that you don't want to do them anymore. So the Reiki brings a clearing around you. And then it's like clearing on your body, and then physical body and energetic bodies. Remember that we have more than one, we have subtle bodies. What I like to say, it's 32, but my teacher says we have much, much more. So there is a deeper clearing. So that's why when you do the first level, you need at least 21 days of self-healing. What does it mean? You learn every day, you do a self-healing. So you learn the positions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's 12 positions. You do them every day because you teach your body to learn a new habit. because the body normally needs 21 to 28 days to learn a new habit. That's why after the first level, you need to practice on yourself every day for 21 days, because you tell your body, I'm here to also, you accompany your body to do the clearing as well. And you learn the positions as well. So you learn how to do a self-healing. So during the course, you learn the Reiki, the lineage, where does it come from, the people that brought Reiki to the present moment, and you learn how to practice Reiki on yourself. What I thought of organizing here in Portugal is to bring somebody that plays very nice instruments, because the sound healing as well, it's very nice when you are lying down and you practice Reiki on yourself. So it's for you to understand also, how do I place the hands? How does the energy goes from my hands into my body? Remember, the Reiki energy comes from your crown chakra onto your heart, and the heart chakra is connected to the hands chakra that comes here, and you have chakras on the fingertips as well. Remember, that's why we place the hands like this, so everything comes together. You can also, if you don't have hands, it happens, people maybe I don't know, something happened, you can just channel the energy from your heart. Remember, it's our thought and our intention and our heart. Remember, the healing comes from love. So Reiki expands your heart as well. So it works on the clearing of your chakras, so every blockages. So you're giving Reiki to yourself or to others, and you go for healing at the same time. That's why when you do Reiki to others, you feel this energy of love and of connection to the universe. Everything is connected, and you receive healing as well. So we learn the positions. Why? In the Reiki sessions, you will understand to use a lot of your intuition, because you will be guided. Every energy healing has spiritual beings around you. You are just a channel. So we say, remove your ego. You're not the best, like, oh my God, now I'm a healer. Yes, you're doing something good. You're just a channel. So you receive also through the intuition, where does the Reiki, you will feel, here I feel I have, the hands are like stuck here, so I have to stay here longer. Then you also know how to place your hands. You can place your hands like this, you can place them like this. There is not a fixed position. What I like to teach, you just learn the basic positions, because you're treating the internal organs. How do we treat our brain? We cannot go inside our head and treat our brain. So we do the positions treating different parts of the internal organs as well, and our energy field as well that is connected to the organs. So it's a much deeper healing. And then you will learn, oh, maybe I have to do a healing here. Maybe I have to do a healing here. And you will feel, you will be guided to go to a place where normally we don't teach to go. For example, your legs as well, your ankles, your feet. The feet are connected to acupuncture points. So it's nice to understand as well the meridians, not only the chakras. We have chakras, we learn the 7 chakras, but we have more chakras in our body, not just 7. 7 are the major ones for us to understand. And then we have meridians. So we're treating something here, and then it's connected maybe to our foot or to our leg. So the Reiki does a much, much deeper healing than what we understand with our mind. Remember, we don't have to understand everything just with our mind, but the intuition as well. Because energy, what we don't see, we struggle to understand. With the Reiki and with the energy healing, we remember that we are connected with the universe. We are all connected, and we have a strong intuition. So with Reiki, you clear as well the blockages that we have in our third eye, and to the connection with our soul as well. So it's a deeper clearing that takes place in a Reiki session. And then you learn the positions, and when you go home, you do 21 days of self-healing. So you like to do it in the morning, like you do a prayer, or you set up your intention for the day in the morning, do Reiki in the morning. It doesn't matter the time. I think maybe half an hour would be better, or you're free in lunchtime or at night, you practice for at least 21 days. And then you have the teacher to ask the questions. In the first level, we learn how to heal chronic diseases as well. These are the teachings that come from everything that my teacher Yaku Teninamoto has brought together. So there is a lot of information that you can read through after the teaching, after the course as well. Then you learn Hatsureho. What is Hatsureho? You learn how to generate the Reiki energy within you. So you clear yourself. This is the method of Hatsureo. And then you connect to the energy of Reiki. How is the Reiki energy? We tend to say it's more like white. It looks like a pearl white color. And then you learn how to bring this energy around you. For the people that just begin the connection with energy healing, is not easy. I understand it took me many, many months or years to accept that this is real, to connect, to understand, to feel it around me. I understand it's not easy. The more you learn, the more you practice, the more you clear the blockages around you, also lifetime blockages. Remember, we come from a culture that is suppressing the use of energy. Remember the Catholic Church, the witches, they were burned, they were considered, they were doing something, with the plants, and this is forbidden. So we have a lot of memories. I went through this of like, oh, no, this is harmful, this is not good, maybe I'm not doing something good. So remember, in the course and through our experience with the energy healing, we undergo the dogmas that are stuck, especially if you are a Catholic person and coming from other religions, that energy healing is something that it's I don't know, it's weird, it's connected to weird energies. I've heard a lot. When I connected to Reiki and I came back home in Italy, I was asked by my godmother and godfather to speak to a priest in the church, and actually he wanted to do an exorcism on me. It was crazy, and I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? And he was like, no, this is Satan, this is connected to, no, it's not a good thing for you to do. And I was like, but this is doing good for me. And he was like, oh, let me bring you to this church and maybe we do some exorcisms. And he gave me some material printed saying how Reiki brought bad things to people. And when I went back home, I was crying, and then I told my sister, what are we doing? It was so scary. And then I read the papers and I was like, wait, but this is not Reiki. Reiki doesn't save your life, because then if you do something wrong, or if something happened in your life, you don't blame Reiki. So it was all manipulated by the church and by the priest. And I went back to him to give him a feedback. And I was like, I'm a very young person. I've learned Reiki in Dubai with an Indian teacher. So in a Muslim country with an Indian teacher. And I've learned the technique. You don't learn the technique. You don't have any idea of what's Reiki. So you're coming to me with a piece of paper trying to convince me that Reiki is something very bad. So I was like, you know what I will do? I will not listen to you, and I will continue this path. And so I never went to church, and I also removed myself from the Catholic Church. I don't have any religion. In Italy, you can send a piece of paper with a document saying you don't want to have anything to do with the church, because I don't like that. In these days, Ayurveda, yoga, Reiki are still treated as something that it's forbidden. It doesn't come from a good source. Reiki gave me so much help in my life and unblocked so many situations. I was again in Dubai, very stuck with my life, relationships, jobs. So it was like an opening path, and again going into my real path, because we are in this society, it's very easy to fall in the matrix. So these techniques, it also depends who is your teacher. These techniques clear all the blockages that you have. It's not in the beginning. You have to be patient, because energy healing, they take time. And also you have to take some actions in your life, and not waiting just for the energy to do all the job. Remember, we live in a physical body, we live in a physicality, so we need to do our part as well. And at the end of the first level, we learn the Anapanasati meditation that has nothing to do with the Reiki teachings, but is a meditation that my teacher liked. So it's just about breathing. You breathe in and you breathe out, and you will see that you relax. You count to 5. So you breathe in 1, you breathe out 1. You breathe in 2, breathe out 2. And then you count until 5. And then again from 1 to 6, from 1 to 7. And it will calm you down, and it's very, very nice. I really like the first degree. And normally people come with a little to no knowledge, and I really like to share the teachings and the experience that I went through, because I immediately started to help my teacher in Italy, and then I continue studying, adding more knowledge as well now with the Merkabas, the sacred geometry, and the stellar quantum healing, that it's a deeper healing. It's a deeper Reiki. So this is the Shoden. Shoden is the first teaching. Remember, Den is a teaching, Sho it's initial. Then we have Chuden, is the second level. Sometimes in the first level, depending on the school, you learn a first symbol. In my teaching, Olá, Priscila, tudo bom? In the first teaching, depending on the school, you're taught a symbol. In my school, you don't learn any symbol. So the first level, you just learn a self-healing. The second level, you can heal other people. Olá, Nath! Fazem perguntas, tá bom? Guys, if you want to ask me any questions, feel free. It gives me as well a better understanding of what I can explain. So the second level is called Chuden in Japanese. Chu means intermediate, and then is teaching. So, and you learn the 3 symbols. Why do we need to learn the symbols? Why don't we just channel the energy without the symbols? The symbols, what I explained, they're being programmed, and they come from the Japanese culture for us to understand how to concentrate the energy, how to heal emotions, how to do a distance healing. So the second level is a much bigger understanding on how can I apply the Reiki energy. So we learn the 3 symbols. We learn how to draw them. In the past, there were no, as I mentioned before, in the beginning of the life, Reiki was taught orally, so you didn't have a manual. Nowadays, we have manual. So in the past, the teacher will tell you, learn the first symbol, draw it as many times, and then you go home, and you have to remember the symbol. So you go home without anything written. So you have to remember with your memory the symbol. So again, I repeat, that's why there are so many different symbols around the world. There are many different schools. It's nice because Reiki, there are so many schools around the world. It depends on the lineage, the Western lineage and the Japanese lineage. And every symbol comes from a mantra. The mantra is the activation of the symbol. Normally we say the mantra 3 times, and we concentrate the symbol onto the person. We have the first symbol that is very, very popular. You see, also people do tattoos. I think people really like the first symbol. The first symbol is used to focus the energy and to accelerate the process of healing. Is a very powerful symbol, and it comes again from the culture of Japanese culture. In the teaching, I share where does it come from. It's very, very nice because Japanese culture, now I don't remember the name. What they use is just observing the nature. So then they created the symbols. Now it doesn't come to my mind. How do they call the Japanese writing? You can apply the Reiki to accelerate the healing of an organ. If you cut yourself, for example, I cut myself here, I fell by doing skateboarding. So I applied the first symbol here to accelerate the cicatrization of a bruise, a cut. For example, you are bleeding, you apply Reiki and the healing is faster. Then you have the second symbol, the first symbol, before I forget, is also for protection. You can use the first symbol around you, so you visualize it around yourself. You can project the symbol around your house, on your car, for your work, for anything that you want protection. Why do we use symbols? Because symbols, many people have been programmed for that specific task. And many people, imagine Reiki was channeled 1922. So many people are using those symbols for that reason. So it's creating like how we say, the spiritual beings as well. And so many people are using for that specific purpose. So that's why when we activate the symbol, it has already the information we need. The second symbol is connected to our emotions. 65% of our body is water, is emotions. That's why when we have the full moons, whatever it's happening with the astrologic, with the moon and with other planets, he affects us. So we have also the symbol to treat emotions. The second symbol is for the emotional and mental body, and also used for karmic issues. Remember, we have a baggage, whatever we bring, we have a baggage connected to our ancestors, to our souls. So we have a lot of information in our body, in our blood, in our cells, in our DNA that is karmic. So unsolved issues are there in our information. So I apply the second symbol for people that are also connected to abuse of drugs, abuse of alcohol, emotional issues. When you're very unstable emotionally, then you use the second symbol. And you learn also how to draw it, the mantra. Also for some disorders, for example, people are have a bit of a sexual disorder as well. So we learn how to balance our emotions and our connection to sexuality as well. So this is the second symbol. Again, we learn to draw it as many times. So we learn to be familiar with the symbols. And then you go home and you can, what did I do? In Dubai, I drew them and I had them on my door. So every day I could see the symbols. Now I don't need them because I repeat them and so many times. So they are memorized in my head. Then we learn the third symbol. The third symbol is for you to understand how to do a distance healing. And during the course, we can learn how to do a healing for somebody else. Remember, to do a distance healing, we need to ask the permission of the person. You never do healing to anyone without the permission. And this is something that in many Reiki teaching, is not taught. I like to repeat this because also my teacher from Brazil, Rodrigo Romo, explains, you create a karma that you don't need because you interfere with the free will of people. It's like giving advice. I'm learning this in my personal experience. If somebody doesn't ask you, you don't give an advice. This is comes from the healing. Why? Why do we don't send the healing? Because sometimes people need to go through the experience of pain. Hola, Hobson. We need to go through the experience of pain and reaching the bottom of, to realize that we have the power inside us to heal. then we start to look for healing. So if you see somebody suffering, you can be there for the person, and then you can wait for the person to ask you to help them. I've learned so many things myself without any help. So it's very important for us to learn through experience. We learn only through experience. And it's nice to learn from love, not from pain. Olá, Robson. Muito obrigada por estar presente na live. E todos vocês, todos os meus amigos também. So in the distance healing, we learn that time is not linear, so we heal things that are in different time. Time is not the past, the present, and the future. And we also live in different realities, in parallel realities. So with the third symbol, we access anything that is not, it is affecting us in the present moment, but maybe we created something 500 years ago, you never know. Or so the distance healing, it's the third symbol, it's for you to understand that the time is not linear, and we can transcend time and space. That's why when I apply a distance healing to somebody, I apply this symbol, then I have other ones. So you can be in Australia and I can send Reiki to you in Australia. It's the same as I'm sending a prayer to you. Like my grandmother, I'm doing a prayer to you. It works, yes. I'm here in Portugal, my grandmother is in Italy. The space, it doesn't matter. Energy doesn't have a belief of space. Energy doesn't have belief. We have belief, okay? So we learn how to do a distance healing. Then we learn how to, there are traditional techniques in the second level. We learn how to apply the symbols. You can apply Reiki to medicines as well, to remove side effects, to remove toxins, food poisoning, and so many things that Reiki can be applied. It can be applied to so many things, so many things that happen to us. It can be applied to treat habits, bad habits, smoking, using drugs, alcohol, so many things that you feel, okay, I have to apply Reiki to this area of my life. We learn to treat habits, it's called Reiki Teacher. That's why the second symbol comes from this technique, Reiki Teacher. In my school, we don't call the symbols as the traditional, as the Western teaching. Hola, Chloe. Hello. Bonsoir. Chloe is a friend of ours that was staying in the hostel in Cascais. Finally, it's nice to see you. It would be nice to do a live with you as well, because you practice Reiki. So when you feel ready, you can join the live. I don't know how people can join the live. I still have to understand how do people... Boa tarde! Are you learning some Portuguese? I hope so. Let me see. Then I will learn. Or maybe here. No. Okay. Oh. Good. Okay, so then we learn Zenshin Keiko. It's another technique that I applied on my friend Natalie. It's like a massage, because in Reiki you can apply with your tapping with your hands, with your breath, and by looking. Remember that energy is not only with the hands and just directing. It can be with the breath. Chujiro Yashi was healing people like this. By looking at the area that he was doing the healing, and by using the breath, and by tapping. I don't know if you've seen Japanese people, they like to tap their body. You see them, I was seeing them on the plane tapping their body, like they're activating the blood. Chloe, I need to understand how to invite people in the live. I don't know. Maybe I can invite you. It's so many things I have to understand. Or maybe, let's see. Anyway, it will work out itself. Nathalie, você vai me explicar então como é que eu vou deixar para as pessoas entrarem, que eu tenho que entender ainda. So with the Zenshin Keiko, we activate the blood circulation in the body. So it's nice after you do a Reiki session, you learn how to do this tapping. And I've done it on Natalie when she was receiving Reiki. It's very nice to finish the healing. So this is the second level. In the third level, you understand. Ciao, Antonio. Yes, you appear.
So I can ask you from here.
Entendi. Obrigada.
Okay, let me show that so I can see.
Como é que faz?
If you want to participate, click on request to join.
So the people have to ask.
Yes.
So você faz assim.
And send request, and then you're going to log in.
Okay. Chloe, next time come on the live. You don't need to prepare yourself. You just share your experience with Reiki. So guys, then we have the third level. It's called Okuden. Oku means advanced, and then means teaching. This is it's a level for people that would like to become teachers. So it's more advanced. What do you learn in the third level? You learn the fourth symbol. I really love this symbol. For me, it was the strongest one. Hola, Laura. ¿Cómo estás? Estoy explicando los niveles de Reiki, los diferentes niveles que hay en la escuela donde yo ensino. I'm going to continue in English. If you have questions, please ask me. In the third level, you learn the fourth symbol. It's a very powerful symbol, and this level gives you a better understanding of all the Reiki, of all the Reiki teaching in general. In my school, we give the Hikkei. Hikkei is a manual that comes from the Soka Gakkai that my teacher was able to take out of the Gakkai. In Japan, they keep things a bit secret. The Hikkei, it's a small manual. I can show it to you. It's a small manual. This is the Hikkei. You see? Reiki Ryoko Hikkei. It's small like this. And they teach in the Gakkai why the Reiki was born. And actually, these are questions asked to Mikao Zui, and you read his answer. So it's very, very interesting to learn. So these are the answers given to Mikao Zui, and you have Mikao Zui words. So the founder of the Reiki method, he answers, why does he think Reiki heals? So it's very nice to understand because these things come from Japan. And so we read the Hikkei as well. Then you learn the fourth symbol. You learn how to draw it and the mantra and the use of the symbol. These symbols, it means the great bright light. Normally, we don't say the Reiki symbols. These are kept private, only for people that access the teaching. The symbol connects you to the universe. There is the connection to the path of illumination, Satori, it's called in, or Nirvana as well. This symbol that you learn, it's placed outside the bigger churches, the biggest temple in Japan. So again, comes from the Buddhism, but Reiki doesn't have a religion. The fourth symbol has a stronger healing power than the first symbol. So you revise all the levels. Remember, the third level of Reiki is for people that wish to become teachers. You are already, you learn to give Reiki to yourself, to others, and then you want to continue. So you have to have a deeper understanding. Then we have the fourth level, Shimpiden. Remember, all of them contain Den, Okuden, Shoden, Chuden, and then Shimpiden. Den, it's a teaching, and Shimpi means mystery. So you learn how to give attunements to others. Every level is you receive Reiju. You connect to the symbol and you connect to the energy of Reiki. Why do we need many levels? Because it's like for you to be able to channel the energy. In the beginning, you connect to the energy of Reiki. In the second level, you receive the Reiju, the attunements to connect to the symbols. The third level, it's you are able to channel more energy. You undergo more. You open up yourself and your chakras as well. Go under more healing as well, and you can channel a bigger, let's say, a bigger Reiki energy. Okay, so it's like a university. You do 1 year, but then you do the second year, you learn the third year. So you have to go through the experience yourself and the teaching. So that's why Reiki is divided in levels. Also for people to understand, okay, now I'm ready to learn the second level. Now I'm ready to learn the third level. And they're very interesting. The Shimpiden, you learn how to give Reiju, so the attunements to other people. So you learn the mudras, because the mudras is the position of our hands. So you learn how to prepare yourself in order to be able to be a good and clean channel for other people to receive the attunements. Why do we need to be a good channel? It's like the water comes from the tubes. If they're dirty, the water that you receive in your house is dirty as well. So we need to be a good channel. That's why when I do or I receive healing, I try to avoid to drink alcohol. I don't use drugs. For me, they are completely forbidden. And I don't get drunk anymore, because if I'm a good channel, then the energy flows much better and the person receives a pure energy healing. Otherwise, I think it's not for you. If you like to get drunk, if you like to use drugs, and you have unhealthy relationship with people, then avoid these things, because it's a compromise that you have with the Reiki spirituality, with yourself and with others. So the things that we eat, how is our body? Is contaminated with unhealthy things, then this is the energy that also we're giving to others. So in Shimpiden, the teacher level, we learn to give the Reijus. So you repeat them, because it's not very easy to give attunements to others. And you learn the long and the short version. There is a shorter version. Then you learn how to give the open Reiju. The open Reiju, olá Enrico, tudo bom? Do Brasil, como é que você está? So we learn how to give the open Reiju. The open Reiju are for you to give in the Reiki shares. What are Reiki shares? Is for everyone to come. I used to do them in Italy. In Portugal, I wasn't able, because of the situation that we are living. A lot of people come and they receive Reiki for the first time. So open Reiju is you don't need to draw any symbols, and you are able as a teacher to just attune people for 1 to 2 days. It's a very short Reiju. This Reiju, this attunement, was given when Reiki was practiced in Japan, and they used to meet every day. It's a short Reiju. The long ones that you receive during the course is for you to be able to be attuned forever to the Reiki energy. The open ones is for you to attune people so they can practice Reiki during the Reiki shares. And normally Reiki shares are open also for people that never learn Reiki, or for people that like to receive a quicker healing. Normally you receive a healing for 15 minutes and then somebody else comes on the massage bed and receives the healing. Then you learn more about Mikao Zui in the Shimpiden level, which is the teacher level, is the 4th level. And you learn, you have a better understanding on the Japanese culture and the memorial of Mikao Zui. Mikao Zui was part of the Jodoshu religion in Japan, so you learn his name, the name that was given to him after his death. Mikao Zui channeled the Reiki energy, the Reiki healing in 1922. He died in 1926, only 4 years to attune 21 teachers to spread the Reiki healing, and then he passed away. So until the present moment, Reiki is known in every part of the world. You speak about Reiki, so many people know about this technique, and it's very, very, very easy. So I think it should be taught to anyone that needs to understand how is a Reiki healing, how does it take place, and that we can heal anything. You can do Reiki to a plant, you can do to a crystal. This is I love this crystal. You can do Reiki by just holding. I have my plants. You can just do Reiki around them. On the food that you eat as well, you apply Reiki. You can channel Reiki for your intention or with your hands. In Reiki, you learn from the first level. Ciao, Masha, quanto tempo? In the Reiki, you learn and we remember people, you're just a channel. So you are in between the Reiki energy and the person that you're giving energy to. Remember, everything we do in any energy work, any healing, I'm speaking to the healers that are connected, you place your intention and your focus. I've heard somebody saying, yeah, you can just do Reiki to somebody and watch TV. I don't agree. We need to place a sacred place, a sacred a space around the healing. So, for example, I'm doing Reiki in a room, play some nice incense, some nice music, and be focused on what you're doing. So it's very important in everything that we do, and we do it with our heart, not to harm people. Reiki is a natural energy. It doesn't have a positive or a negative, as we say, oh, this is good, this is bad. It cannot be used against people. I think Reiki is protected. We have people that want to do bad things for others. Yes, that's why we have black magic around the world, or white or good magic. This depends not on the energy. It depends on the people that are bad or good. As I say, everything we have can be used against people or for the good, with a good purpose. With Reiki, you cannot do it to harm people because you don't have the tools to do it. Before doing any energy work, I always like to call in my spiritual guides, the spiritual guides of the healing technique that I'm using. You can use sacred Merkabas, sacred geometry around yourself and around the person that you are doing the healing. In the teaching that the Reiki course that I give, I like to add more information because a lot of people have told me, this is true, you get contaminated by the energy of the other person or what the person carries around them. This is true as well. So you learn how to protect yourself and how to clear yourself after healing. So this is what happens in a Reiki course. I thought it was nice to share with you because a lot of people don't understand. You might have, hola, Rodrigo. You might have more questions or doubts about the Reiki healing. You can send them to me. I think I covered all the topics. I really like Reiki. I've been practicing since 2017. Finally, let me see. Hola. Hello. I'm so happy.
Yeah, me too. I was listening, really listening to what you said.
I don't want to speak to myself anymore. I think it's not funny.
It's good. I just wanted to share the session I had with you.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And it's the reason why I passed the 2 levels.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's on my profile, I think. Okay. But yeah, I had one session with you in Castration on September, and
In the park.
Yeah, it really, yeah, I felt so liberated that I think 2 weeks after I decided to pass the level 1. And yeah, and now the level 2, and it's true that every level I think gives you access to different tools.
Yeah.
And from my experience, it's like it brings a lot of changes, really positive. But in between every level, yeah, it's so interesting because we need to change our beliefs, we need to change, yeah, some relationships, and so it's so grateful, but it's also a lot of things happening.
Yeah, I agree. And we need to give ourselves time because we want things fast. That's why the remedies that we are used to take, it's the people want, oh my God, I have a headache and I want to heal now. And with the Reiki, we go to the cause, to the root of the problem, which it's hidden. You don't understand. It's like when we do sessions and you work on your subconscious or your unconscious. It's not visible. So you allow the energy to do the job. And during the healing, some of us we get intuition, so we see or we hear through the clearing, through the different levels, you get to clear your mediunity. So we are mediums, all of us. It's not that just some people have the gift. We are all gifted, but we are so blocked. So, and this applies to all your life. You get to understand which path to choose, and then, oh, I'm doing this project. You can apply Reiki onto your project, to your drawings, to so many things. I think it's so beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's a really like sometimes so maybe we can have a call.
Okay.
I'm not ready to share about Reiki yet.
Don't worry. I like people just to come. We don't need to speak about complicated. I like people to understand simple. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll see you soon then. Ciao. Take care. Thank you everyone who joined the live, and I will finish now. And that's what happened. I would like people to not to be scared to talk. And if you had a Reiki session with me, you can say, how was your experience? What did you feel? How did your life changes? Because I saw people life changing. I didn't really comment anything, but the spirituality works to clear whatever you deserve to be clear on you, what you're ready to release. And then you see your life is getting more aligned, and sometimes you don't even understand why, but it's your power as well. So Reiki gives you the tool to remember that you have the power. We have the healing inside us, we have the power to change, and we have some help from spirituality. Why not? When we die, we become spiritual beings, and we have people that are incarnated on earth. So when the masters, the ascended masters or the masters of Reiki, when people passed away, they continue the work from a spiritual level, from an energetic level. So we need to lose the fear of oh my God, spirits. I'm not scared anymore. When I do an energy session, I feel them around me, and it's so powerful. So I think it's really important to lose these fears and this whatever has been taught to us, and it's also nice for you to learn things that don't have side effects. Reiki doesn't have a side effect as a medicine. I'm not saying we don't need to take medicines. We don't need to take that amount of medicines that we are taking nowadays for simple problems. So I will end the live here, and I'm sure more people will come. I will try to do them once a week, and I will, with my intuition, share whatever I feel is nice to share with you guys. And I wish a nice end of weekend, Sunday, and a beautiful start of the week. I remember you that I do distance healing sessions. And for the people that are in Portugal, I do healings here. I found an amazing place. So you just contact me, and then we can speak. Okay? Bye-bye. Namaste for all of you on YouTube as well.